Hi there. I just figured I'd say hello. I think you're muted there, buddy.
Why'd you do it in that weird, creepy voice there, man?
I mean, I could have done it in Pennywise's voice, but I don't think anybody wants to hear that.
You know, I mean, I know who that is. I've never watched that, so it is what it is.
By the way, Welcome to Derry. It's a really fucked up show.
Welcome to
Def-
Derry.
Welcome to Derry.
Oh, Deary.
Derry. Derry.
Okay, I thought you were saying dairy. Like, why are we? Are we talking about milk and cheese? Like,
No, it's
what's going on here?
no. It's
like dairy,
no.
or
Like derriere.
one of us. Like you can't eat dairy if you might be lactose intolerant, kind of thing. It's like that doesn't exactly work, there, guy. So.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all, dear guy. It doesn't at all.
Buddy, here we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Battle Bros podcast with Mac and Alamo. I am Mac. That's Alamo. How the hell are you doing today? For those of you that are new to the program, hey, glad you stopped on by. If you found us by accident, give it on a shot first. Give it the old college try before you figure out if you like us or not. We're just two guys that know each other, have known each other since high school.
Just two best friends.
And we're the two best friends that anyone can have. Sorry.
Yep.
But yeah, we both went on to join the post 9/11 military. And yeah, we've been friends to this day, and we do a podcast now. And it's amazing that we put on a podcast because when we get together, there's not a lot of shit getting done. So yeah, so just take part in the experience. Well, we don't want to say just enough because we don't want to feel like we're half-assing shit, but
also true.
We also get distracted a lot. Say, dude, rabbit hole. Oh my god, we were talking about this for 5 minutes. No, dude, it's been an hour. Oh, yeah, we gotta get this done. Yeah, we do. So, anyway, yeah, sit back and give us a listen. And if you're watching live or you're watching it recorded later on, hey, that's cool too. We appreciate you stopping by, and we hopefully will have a good show for you. So, if you caught our show last week, last week was episode 117, and that was remembering Pearl Harbor, because the 84th anniversary of Pearl Harbor was this last Sunday, which was December 7th, which was the same day of the week that it happened on. We had a pretty good conversation about why that was so significant and important and whatnot. So
I'm trying to, I just thought of something. Do you ever wondered what the statistic was? I think it's like once every 4, 5 years or something like that. The days repeat themselves or something like that. Is it once every? No, hold on. Am I thinking wrong?
Well, you have 7 days of the week, and you also have every 4 years being a leap year. So
yeah, wow, that's right. So damn,
you're putting way too much thought into this.
So I am. I'm gonna have to look that up because I'm just.
Yeah, you squirreled real hard right there. So
I did, yeah.
But anyway, so that's what we talked about last week. Before we get into this week's conversation, we got one small bit of news. Not really anything super major, unless you are a big fan of college football. That's right, folks. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. is the annual Army-Navy game. Go Army! Be Navy!
That's right. Go Army!
It is the 126th meeting of the Army-Navy game.
Damn, 126th?
Oh yeah, I think it's one of, if not the oldest rivalry in college football. So
nice.
But yeah, big deal. And if you've never really seen or watched the game, you might not have anybody that goes to either one of the service academies, West Point or Annapolis, whatever. Just watching the game for all of the lore and all that stuff, both, they have both student choirs come out and they sing the national anthem together, which is really cool. Everybody's usually wearing their winterized uniforms and stuff, like the big heavy overcoats and stuff. You have the whole brigade of midshipmen and the whole, brigade of West Point cadets come out and whatnot. the president usually is in attendance there.
Nice.
That's kind of a big deal for them.
Pretty sure he went out this year too. I'm pretty sure.
That.
I think he did.
I know he has in the past. So
yeah.
But anyway, I mean, it's a really cool. Like, you have a lot of those. If you're a big college football fan, I will say that I'm not. I really don't watch a lot of college football. I'm not a big sports guy. I used to be. Growing up, my family was a Florida Gator household. My dad, both of my uncles went to the University of Florida, so that's who we just kind of followed. But after a while, I was like, we got a football team here in Tampa, and USF is actually doing pretty good lately. They're having a pretty good season. They just got a new head coach in. There's a lot of shuffling around of head coaches and whatnot. Maybe somebody can fill me in on that kind of stuff, because again, I don't watch football that much. But you have those big rivalries in college football. You have like Ohio State, Michigan, Texas, A&M, Arizona State, Florida State. You got the Great Southern Classic, which is Grambling and Southern. You got the Florida Classic, Florida A&M, and Bethune-Cookman University. So there's a lot of I've always wanted to go to the Florida Classic just for the halftime show, because the marching bands would be just a whole nother level of fucking awesome. The Marching 100, the Rattlers.
You're looking at a band geek here.
Oh, listen, dude. This guy. Yep. I'll wear that hat all day long. So, and I was having a conversation with my daughter about that stuff. She's kind of maybe wanting to get into band stuff from she's in 6th grade, so she's going to be picking her elective after the first of the year. So she's hoping she gets into band class, and I was like, that's cool. Hey, you'll enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to band
right now, not like big band yet, but he's on the flute.
He's on the is he in wheel? Is he in the wheel classes?
No.
Not yet. He's already picked it, but
yeah, he's got but he's on the flute right now.
I know that, because it's funny, because normally when they do the wheel band, they're only there for a little bit. They either play the trumpet or the clarinet.
Yeah.
So, but he's already in band classes, and he's picked the flute.
He's in band classes and he picked the flute. I don't know. He said he liked it.
Okay, cool. Hey, man. There's all kind of studies about how being in music classes makes you better at math and all that kind of stuff. So is what it is. But anyway, so yeah, the 126th anniversary of the Army-Navy rivalry is this weekend. It starts at, I believe, 3:00. There's probably going to be some kind of media coverage before that and whatnot.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Yeah, they'll have all kind of cool shit. So check it out if everybody else is, because I think you're already up into the CFP, the college football. What are you doing?
I'm gonna turn up my fan. I'm hot.
Okay, I thought you were swatting a weird shit. He's over here swatting around like there's a bug or something flying around. I was like, okay, whatever.
Well, there was a gnat that was flying around.
Aha! There we go.
It was starting to annoy me, and my ADHD just die. So yeah.
Anyway, so that pretty much covers the news this week. So this week's conversation is something that at first we're going to talk about something else. We had a little bit of a hard time kind of figuring out what our angle of attack was going to be when we come to the discussion. So we kind of just switched gears all together and just kind of picked a different topic. So
yep.
This week, for episode 119 of the Battle Bros podcast, we are going to talk about recharging your batteries. Okay.
That's right, baby.
Listen, folks, it gets to that time of year. Okay. It's the holidays. Things are they're good for a lot of reasons, and they can also be a little bit hectic. I mean, all the Christmas shopping, they're running around. People are also freaking out, oh my God, I'm shopping last minute. They're trying to start and finish your Christmas shopping on December 23rd. It's like, well, no shit, Sherlock. That's not going to work.
I'm one of those guys. I'm usually last minute, down to sometimes days before. It sucks.
My bad, dude.
I wasn't trying to call you out
this year.
I lucked out this year.
I wasn't trying to call you out. No,
So
but it,
good.
it can be hectic. I mean, because everybody else is getting down to the wire. They're trying to get everything done, trying to get all those, gifts shopped for and everything else. And it can just be hectic. Everybody else is in a rush. The holidays are coming up. I know that for like me, I've got a week of work before I'm on vacation for 2 weeks because as a therapist, I'm in a school setting. So when they all go on vacation, I'm on vacation. So it's like, woot woot. So
You're
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. My boss called me the other day. She's like, "Do you want to work over the Christmas break?" I'm like, "Yeah." No. She goes, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Listen," I said, "I need some downtime." I said, "Me and my guy, we're planning to do some stuff, hang out and go out and have some us time away from the fams and just go and literally recharge batteries." So that's kind of where this came from. So
very zen, very.
we'll
Oh,
get into what we've got, what we're going to talk about. But
yeah.
so let's give a little bit of a definition. So recharging your batteries, yes, it is a slang term. It's kind of an idiom, but the definition that I looked up is to rest and relax, to gain energy, to regain energy, strength and enthusiasm after feeling tired or depleted. Again, to rest and relax, to regain energy, strength and enthusiasm after feeling tired or depleted. And it happens to everybody. Everybody after a certain point, up can just kind of just be like, "Oh, I'm just done."
You need some rest and
You need to do
recuperation.
something just to kind of get away, jazz yourself up a little bit, give yourself some breathing room so that hey, you're not just going to absolutely lose your shit on somebody for asking to pass the potatoes
Correct.
at the table. So,
Indeed.
that is the progenesis and the conversation of tonight's topic. So, what does that look like? Let's dive into that, shall we? So, recharging your batteries, like I just gave the example, talking to my boss. She's like, "Hey, do you want to work? Because you work with a client in the home setting or whatnot." And I was like, Yeah, I got a couple of days. I'll have vacation days that I can use that come up every so often. So it's like, all right, cool. I'll just use those. And it'll be nice just to have a good clean break. Like it
Yeah.
was so difficult because like for Thanksgiving, you get that week off of school, and then you come back and you've got 3 weeks left, and then you have another 2 weeks off. So it's so hard. It's like you're short timing. You're just like, oh, it's like the last week of basic training. You're like 6 days in a wake up. We're almost there. Holy crap. Like it's just
Mhm.
right there. You're on the precipice, just looking into the void, just ready to dive off and fly with that wingsuit. Just take off. So yeah, what does recharging your battery look like? I can tell you a lot of times, like our good friend Brian, he's also a therapist. So there's a lot of times where he'll call me up. He's like, "Dude, let's go for a drive." And especially like when COVID was going on, and everything was shut down, like we would go and we would drive literally all hours of the night. Like we'd be out for like 4 or 5 hours. We'd probably put like 200 miles on the car in a night, just driving all over
Nice.
Kingdom Come. And what we would do is we would use that time. He's like, "All right, man, listen, we're not talking about work stuff. We're not talking about professional or clinical or therapeutic. We're just talking about stuff that we hobbies, like we're talking about like gun stuff, we're talking about cars." I'm like, all right, let's do it. And we would just have these conversations that would last for like an hour and change in the car. And it was fantastic. And that's how we would just do, because
Mhm.
we both have a lot in common being therapists, and the fact that we both have daughters. So like it's a chance for us to get some like guy time in with a good friend of ours, just have a good conversation and whatnot. So it's like, hey, absolutely, let's go do this. Um, and there's other things too. And the one big thing that I do just to kind of give myself that breathing moment to kind of recharge my batteries a little bit that I haven't been able to do in 2.5 weeks is use my fire pit, because Hillsborough County right now is under a burn ban. So I cannot use my fire pit because, hey, one person is going to fuck it up for everybody else. just because somebody's not paying attention and they burn down their meth trailer because, oops, I didn't know you couldn't light that chemical on fire. It means we all have to suffer from the shit. And am I being very specific? No. Am I making a generality because of where I live? Yeah. Okay. Just look up the areas around Brandon and you'll know what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, I've got a whole cord of firewood out in the back. I've got a bunch of stuff that I can use to, enjoy that. And especially with the weather being as cold as it's been, like it got down to the 40s this morning. I would have loved nothing more than to go out last night and use
Dude,
my fire pit.
it was 43 degrees this morning.
Yeah, I
was
got
like,
up, it was 45. Your eyes just rolled in the back of your head.
loving it.
Yeah, man.
Ugh.
It's awesome because I get into my jackets and my hoodies and stuff this time of year. It's like, fuck yeah, dude. Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
But there's other things that we can do as well. Like
Mhm.
like Almo and I, what I mentioned earlier is that we're planning so we're gonna have the show next week, which will be episode 119. And then we're going to have at
Yes, sir.
least a 2-week hiatus just because the first week Almo's going to be out of town. The second week is going to be a trip that we have planned. We may have a couple more people coming along with us, but we're actually going to go and like
We
legit go
shall
out
see how it
somewhere
goes.
and go camping, like out in the woods, like no cell phone service, no nothing. Just sitting out in the woods, enjoying the sounds of nature and just getting away from as many fucking people as we can and just going out there and sleeping under the stars and yeah, all that shit.
Yeah.
So
And by the way, in situations like that, always stay strapped or get clapped. It's, just the way it is.
we'll have force protection measures. Don't worry.
But no, I totally agree with you, man. Like my thing is when and kind of going back to COVID, like where I kind of discovered like I love going on hikes. I love being like out in nature. And I also kind of found out, also when, I was going through the academy for, law enforcement. Because honestly, like I packed up, my anything that would have been a distraction for me, like I packed it all away because I wanted
Yeah.
to make sure that my grades were fucking top tier
Sure.
when I was there.
and that's awesome that you had the foresight and just knowing yourself as well as you like I need to focus because my
Yeah.
squirrel ass is going to be like oh crap I got a test.
Yeah, exactly. So,
This
you
guy.
know, what I ended up finding out, which I guess didn't really come as much of a surprise with how many pictures I took when I was overseas and deployed. I'm a pretty big fucking shutterbug. Like I know I'm a pretty big shutterbug. I love taking photos of nature. I love taking photos of pretty much anything that I can find that just in my personal opinion looks interesting.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have hundreds, probably close to thousands by now of pictures on thumb drives, on SD cards, on you name it.
And that's another reason why I want to get in and get my certified as a drone pilot because then you can sit there and do all the aerial type stuff and oh yeah, dude.
Dude, I want to get I want to get like I got a pretty cool drone right now and it's a very good starter drone, I would say. It's a very good starter drone.
Is that the one that you and I have played with when I was over your house?
Oh,
the little one?
We were screwing around with that thing a lot.
Yeah.
It's a great starter drone, but for doing like heavier duty things like, taking pictures and doing aerial views and shots and stuff.
Yeah.
You
You
need
want something that's going to be a little bit more
Yeah,
robust.
a little bit more weighty, as they say.
Yeah.
Otherwise, because my
Strong
drone,
breeze and it's sitting there going, "Ah!"
yeah, my drone is just the strongest. A good breeze hits it and this is like, "Yeah," and I'm like, somebody would tell me, "Hey, you're gonna bring it back?" I'm bringing it back.
I've
It's
got
not
to pay
coming
them.
back.
I've given her all she's got, Captain.
The lithium crystals are not working. She's gonna blow. So,
sorry.
yeah.
Speaking of Star Trek, I went
Yes.
out shopping with my mom today. I went into the Lego store, and they had on display. They had the Enterprise D from Next Generation set up with all the minifigures and stuff, I was
I
like,
saw that set.
holy shit,
I
that's
want
awesome.
it. I
400,
want
400
it.
clams later, it's just like, but still. And my
Yeah.
mom was like, what would you do with that? I'm like, I'd fucking put it together and play with it. She goes, you put it on a desk somewhere and don't let anybody play. I'm like, no, nobody plays with it except for me, because if it gets broken, then I can fix it. All right. And I don't want to get it broken, so nobody's gonna touch the goddamn thing.
And
there you
never,
go.
I repeat, never throw out the instructions.
Oh no. Nunca.
Or the spare pieces. You just take them
No.
and you put them somewhere where you can find them.
But it was cool though. I mean, they've done so many other collaborations with all these major brands like Marvel or Batman. Like you can get every single type of Batman or Batmobile there is.
Lego. Dude, I've got like you've seen.
Yeah,
I've
I've
got
got
like
a pretty good amount.
3 of the Batmobiles. I don't have the 1989, and I'm trying my hardest to find
from
it.
the TV show.
No, the 1989.
Oh, the
Batman
Michael
Tim
Keaton
Burton
Batmobile, the
movies.
original Batmobile. Yes.
I
Because
think
that one was dope.
I think I saw it, and I'm just gonna give them a shout out because they're cool as hell. Orlando Brick in Longwood, Florida. Eyes looking at you guys. If you guys have that set,
Listen to you.
Save one for me. I will
Save
come and
one
get it.
for your boy.
So, Orlando Brick, y'all check them out on Google. They're freaking dope.
I really
massive freaking like essentially ISS like just hanging like right from the ceiling.
Oh,
dude.
I really want to get the there's 2 of them that I saw. I really would love to get. Sorry, folks, we'll get back to our show. We're nerding out here for a minute. Stand by. The DeLorean, the time machine from Back to the Future, and set it up set it up from the second movie, so it's got the wheels that
comes with minifig Doc and Marty.
I know. And then I also saw where you have like the little they have the sets that are just like the figures or the helmets or something. They've got one of Wall-E. I fucking love Wall-E. I'm not one of the people that drinks the Disney Kool-Aid. However, I will say by itself, that movie is one of my favorites because it's all about the little guy and the little Wall-E. Mm-hmm. You also have Eve, and it's got Mo as part of that clip.
Eva.
So the Microbial Obliterator, I freaking love it. Yep. I would love it, like, because I would just sit on my desk. I'm like, "Hey, Wall-E, like, oh man, I'm such a nerd right now." Anyway, recharging your batteries. Yeah.
Getting back to it. So I discovered man, like if you like went to like my Instagram, like there's at least tens of pictures of like just during that time frame.
Tens of pictures, tens of thousands.
I would say
pictures?
Not tens of thousands. I didn't upload that many because it would have been too tedious.
Hundreds of pictures.
Maybe I would say in the 50s ish. But again,
you just said tens of pictures. My brains went, that's not a thing.
Yeah. I say tens because it's multiples of 10.
You know, right.
It would have been again with the amount of pictures that I do have, like seriously, like just all over the place. It just would have been too tedious. But I mean, you'll see. Like I have a Nikon B series camera that I was taking bird shots. I was taking photos of lizards on freaking the sides of trees. Freaking canopy shots of like in the woods of just like and with the freaking sun coming in and like, oh man, it was amazing. I really got to get batteries for that camera and freaking get it going again.
I have a serious question for you.
What's that?
Is this the camera that you had when you had your, and I'm not saying alleged because I don't believe you, but because you don't know, is this a camera that you were trying to take a picture of your alleged UFO encounter?
It is indeed the same one. Yeah, because the zoom actually on that thing it's pretty damn good, man. The problem is like obviously once the whatever that was that freaked. I'm still to this day freaked out about that shit. the moment I started, like, it started, I could tell it was getting in focus because, like, at that kind of a distance, I mean, it takes a minute, especially because if it's just like a big orange fucking orange reddish like light blob, it was taking a minute to focus. But the moment it started focusing, that's when it just, and I was like,
Where'd it go?
what the fuck? Yeah, it's freaky. But no,
That's awesome.
but yeah, it just brought me so much peace because I was in nature. I was looking at stuff that just, and I would walk these trails that were like around my neighborhood at the time, and just being out in the woods, just walking trails, just the quiet, just me,
Yeah.
my camera, and just,
Hey, get some batteries and bring it with you when we go camping, man.
hell yeah. It takes like four
Listen.
triple A's, no double A's. It takes like four double A's. I think I'm just gonna buy like the heavy duty ones
Yeah.
or the rechargeables and just do that.
So that's how that you would use photography as a way to kind of go and recharge your battery a little bit, just kind of give you some peace.
Yeah, be out in the woods, man. That's how I did it. It was just very calming and relieving for like, especially for a mind that's in like 60 different corners of the planet at like once, yeah, just saying.
No, that totally makes sense, dude. It's all good. So yeah, like something else I do is listen to music. And so like I use Spotify, and I'm a big believer in Spotify because I have the paid subscription plan, and because that way you don't have any ads or any of that crap.
Gotcha.
And I probably have like 10 or 15 different playlists worth of stuff, just because it kind of depends on the mood that I'm in. Like there's one that I have, it's all like classical and orchestral stuff.
Gotta
There's
have
one
your
that's
Bach.
all like,
Gotta have your Bach, your Beethoven, and Mozart.
yeah, I've got that. A lot of John Philip Sousa as well, because being in high school, you play a lot of marches and stuff. But also, like, I have a playlist that's probably like a full 48 hours worth of like techno, and all the songs. Most of the songs are like, it's a lot. Like it's at least a full day at least. It might
It's a
even be
lot. That's a lot.
not like that. No, we're not even gonna go there. So it really just kind of depends on like the mood that I'm in, like what I want to listen to. I've actually got all the different like the theme from the Batman the Animated Series, from the movies, from the Nolan trilogy, like all that kind of stuff. Shows I used to watch and whatnot. So music to me, and the reason I bring up techno a lot of times is a lot of times I don't want to think about words. I don't want to think about like the pictures trying to paint. Like it's nice because I can listen to it and like I just kind of let my mind wander a little bit, and it just kind of like it's like what kind of it's kind of like this is going to sound a little bit cheesy, but bear with me. It's kind of like a painting on a Bob Ross painting show. You don't know what the hell's going to be painted, but whatever comes out, you're just like, wow.
Just take your brush and you make yourself a happy little tree.
Trees. You take your brush and you beat the devil out of it. So yeah, I mean, recharging your batteries, it's important, and there's a lot of other things you can do as well. So, but some of the articles that we found are going to kind of focus a little bit more on like things you can do and things that are important to you doing this on your own, from the physical and physiological standpoint.
Indeed.
The first article that we're going to read is from a website called ehe.health. And it is entitled The Importance of Rest and Recovery. And this is probably going to take like a 3 or 4 minute read. Are you up and running? Perfect. All right.
Hallelujah.
So the article reads, physical fitness is a key part of overall health, but overdoing it can lead to worsening performance, a higher risk for injuries, and burnout. From marathon runners to people working on functional fitness, everyone needs to build time for rest and recovery into their schedule. Here's
That was
why.
another thing that I really sunk into too was physical fitness. When
Yeah,
things got me like really physical fitness is another way I sank into,
that's
you know.
actually one of my. I know it's kind of early to be talking about this, but it's actually one of my New Year's resolutions. Is I need to do something just to stay a little bit more active, just because of the fact that I'm constantly sitting in like a classroom environment.
Yeah.
Number one, number two,
Or in
most
a
of them are
car.
like, or in the car. And then also the fact that most of the chairs are made for like little kids. They're not made for adults. So like they're just uncomfortable. I'm constantly having to get up and like stretch my back and like I'll pop my back. I'm just like, oh, and I'll be good for like another 20, 30 minutes. I gotta get up and
Yeah.
do it again. But
Yeah, you gotta
anyway,
do them squats there, big guy, gain back some of that booty you lost.
really? Did you have to bring that up? I was actually telling that story to somebody.
Yeah. Hey folks, not for nothing, hey, I'm perfectly fine in my manhood to say enough that, hey,
No,
Mako
that
had
but
a pretty damn juicy booty when we were younger.
I had a lady come up to me. It was a really spirited, animated black lady. She came up to me one time and said, for a
Oh
white boy,
shit.
you got a nice old donk on you." I'm like, "Yeah." And then I was down in Ybor, probably sometime within the last couple of years. It was me and my two friends from high school that were in my class, my buddy Kevin and then Amelia. She walked up behind me. We were walking down 7th Avenue. She walks up behind me and she's like, "Hey, I got a question for you." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" She smacks me on the ass. She goes, "Where did it all go?" And I'm just like, "Fuck, man." She goes, "You had a fantastic ass for a white dude. Where did it all go?" I'm like, then my answer was like,
Told you.
I
You
just got
stopped
it
doing
chewed up.
squats.
Shut up. I just got it chewed off enough times at work and stuff. I was like, whatever. Anyway, now we can stop talking about my derriere. So let's move on here. Who the hell is calling you right now?
It was an alarm.
Okay.
Let's bring it back up.
Physical healing. Your heart, lungs, and blood vessels work hard to sustain you through different levels of exercise, weather conditions, and other factors. Just going through the average day taxes the body, and the more exercise you get, the more these impacts can add up. You could develop micro tears or other minor damage to your muscles. Taking
Yep,
time to rest
definitely
allows
can.
your body to heal from the stresses and micro traumas before they build on each other and raise your risk of serious injury. Your immune system also works hard throughout the day, fighting off potential invaders before they can make you sick. But an overtired and overstressed immune system can't fight as hard. If you don't take the time to rest and recover, you are more likely to get sick. And if you continue to train through the illness, it will likely take even longer to get back to peak condition.
Yeah, I've done that before too.
Increasing your
Suck.
cognitive skills. Athletic performance isn't just about training your body, it's also about training your mind. Whether you are learning new plays or memorizing routines, you need your brain to be as sharp and focused as possible, which can only happen when you are adequately rested. Rest and recovery periods give you time to clear your mind and improve your cognition. When you are in the zone, your mind and body work like a well oiled machine. Your brain can make snap decisions in the moment, and your muscles respond quickly to those instructions. But this can only happen when we are well rested. No matter your sport or exercise program, peak performance is only possible if you make rest a crucial part of your routine. Taking time to recover means you'll be faster, more accurate, and ready to respond to changing conditions. How much rest and recovery do I need? Question mark. Exactly how much rest you need depends on many factors, from the intensity of your workouts to your overall physical condition. But for average adults who aren't participating in elite sports, general guidelines apply. Aim for 7 to 9 hours. Yeah, I wish. Aim for 7 to 9. Sorry. For 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Adjust your exercise schedule to match the times when you are naturally most alert and focused. Take at least one day per week completely off and dedicate another day to light exercise such as yoga or walking. And always keep an eye out for signs of overtraining. If you think you've been overtraining, take 48 hours completely off and monitor your symptoms. If you feel like something is off and don't bounce back, contact your doctor for advice. When it comes to rest and recovery, it's always best to err on the side of caution.
So while we're on that subject,
I'm gonna definitely let you talk because this is like your bailiwick, dude. You're the
Okay.
fitness guy, so go for it.
So
You're chomping at the bit. You're like,
there's a lot of hand in hand that goes into both the physical and the mental side of things. So there's a lot of studies that have released over the last, I think, decade or so that talk about how physical fitness really, really, really helps with your cognitive abilities, and how also I don't remember what study it was. There was a certain study, and I saw it too, and I wish I'd remembered to pull it up for this. But essentially, when you exercise, and when you are exercising vigorously, not overdoing it, but exercising vigorously, there's a certain protein that is produced that not only assists in, giving you like that, or excuse me, that not only helps you, get better physically, but the protein also affects your brain in a way that your cognitive abilities goes up, but also it's a protein that is produced that helps prevent certain, things like Alzheimer's and other kind of, cognitive, degrading diseases. um I need to look it back up. I can't remember where I saw the study at, but I need to look it back up so that I could like pull it up one of these days again.
the
But it is
advancements and the stuff that they're finding out now. Like I was reading
yeah.
something, or I was listening to a commercial. I was watching some TV show or watching a video, and they were saying that like, hearing loss is
Mhm.
a contributing factor to dementia, and I was like,
Yep, sure is.
holy crap! Like I had no idea, and I'm like, and I
Mhm,
started to kind of
mhm,
chew
mhm,
on it a little bit subconsciously. I'm like, yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. If you're not sure what you're
mhm.
hearing, are you really hearing stuff? Are you going crazy?
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally get it now. So
So it is vitally important now, I think,
yeah.
more than ever, to really focus on your physical health, because I mean, not to get too into the weeds on it, but look at the way our country look, and statistically speaking, we are the most overweight country in the world. Um, but if you also look at that in comparison to our mental health rates here, right?
Yeah.
Let's say, hey, hello, America, we're not doing good. Um, and I think
We must do better.
and I think the lack of physicality, the lack of really taking care of oneself, has really contributed to that. And I think, and it's not, and let's just be honest, it's not just, it's not just the lack of physical activity, but it's also the foods we eat. There's a lot of processed foods out there. We have some of the most processed foods on the freaking planet, with ingredients in it that pretty much, I would say, all freaking countries across the world are like, hey, what is that? Fuck that.
Do you know what my brother, whenever we sometimes he'd go up to the corner store and get like a soft drink or something from the corner
Yeah.
store.
Mm-hmm.
He had a nickname for Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm.
It was European fire retardant or something, because like there's a chemical or something in it that's used for that same purpose over in Europe. I'm like, and then he showed it to me. I was like, no shit. He's like,
That
yeah,
would make sense.
yeah.
That would make 100% sense. Basically, like this. I don't drink the Coca-Cola with any of the high fructose corn syrups in it and all that other crap. I usually drink, if I can find it, the Mexican made Coca-Cola, because
That's cane
the
sugar.
the Mexican made Coca-Cola actually uses all the original ingredients that used to be in Coca-Cola, and it comes out of a glass bottle. If you look at the bottles comparatively,
But
140 calories versus 240
we
calories.
also talk about the other ingredient, which was the cocaine. So
Cocaine is no longer in there anymore. Thank God.
well,
Yeah, I mean, it could be. It can be. It could be. But hey,
If you don't know what we're talking about, history. Look
yeah,
that shit up. Yeah.
yeah. So, but
But so you bring up an interesting point though, because it's like if you drink the regular stuff, that high fructose corn syrup is awful.
it
But
is
then you've got that
absolutely
non-nutritive
terrible.
sweetener in the diet shit,
If
which
it can
is
strip
fucking
rust off of,
worse.
if it can strip rust off of stainless steel, do you really want it in your gut?
Somebody told me that highway patrolmen, like FHP troopers and other like highway type personnel, they usually keep a couple of 2 liters of Coca-Cola in the back of their cars. So when there's like something awful, like they had a very bad, nasty collision, and there might be a lot of like blood or bodily fluids or something, they just pour Coca-Cola out all over the ground and it dissolves fucking anything. Like you can put a T-bone steak and it's gone in like a day and a half. A
It makes
nickel's
sense.
gone in 2 days, and it's like we're putting this shit in our body. Now, that being said, I'll tell you, I had one earlier, so like I'm being a little bit of a hypocrite right now, and I admit that. Hi, I'm Mac, and I'm a hypocrite, and I have a problem.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
but
try
you
to
have
avoid that shit like the plague,
Yeah.
man. I have natural ingredients in my household as much as possible, as much as we possibly can. I buy the chicken nuggets that are made with real chicken. If the label says anything more than chicken, I'm not buying it.
I get so
Um,
something that my mom and I have been doing. Speaking of that, like we have
Yeah.
there is a there's a Latin meat market which is right here in Brandon, and they've got a butcher shop in the back. So we go in there and like we'll just get like we bought like 20 pounds of chicken leg quarters. And when you buy the leg quarters intact, it's like $1 cheaper per pound versus where they're cut apart already. So, dude, I bought like a really nice Cuisinart cleaver from somewhere, and I just take that thing, I keep it sharp, and we just separate it ourselves. And it's nice because I get some frustration out.
Yar.
You're smacking the damn knuckle apart of the stuff, and we separate it and break it down into smaller portions for like dinner and stuff. And like we eat chicken quite a bit, and it's awesome.
Did you know that you can make real chicken nuggets using a blender, flour, and your seasonings?
I've seen that. I think and I think you might have been the one to show me that video too. So I remember, I think you showed me that.
It's a very good possibility. I'll resend it to you. But yeah, man, like that now that we had our squirrel moment again. No, but yeah, the physical and the mental side of things, they I always like to say they kind of intermingle, kind of like so. So they are very highly intertwined. Your physical and your mental health go together like 2 peas in a pod. They really just do.
And there's
And
actually
there's
that's just
a lot
breaking
of
the
science to back
surface.
it up.
Oh
There's a
yeah.
lot of science to back it up,
I saw it's talking to like mental health. I was talking about like there was a lady, I think it was a clip, I think of a lady that was on the Sean Ryan show, and she's like I forget what exactly her title was, but she was talking about like men. She's like, mental health in men is better when they have a lot of sex. I'm like, whoa, no shit. It's like,
Yeah.
duh. Well, she actually, and I'm not making a joke about that. It was just the way that was said. I was like, yeah. But she actually, like, she was breaking down the science for it and stuff. And I'm like, okay, again, that makes a lot of sense when you think about it in that manner and whatnot. So it's like, makes sense. But yeah, science wise, oh, geez, we could go on. We could talk about this. We could be on this damn podcast for a week and would not even touch everything.
Sure could.
Anyway, so the second article that we found, getting back on track here, this is an article from HoldenQigong.com. That's Holden, HOLDEN QIGONG. Qigong, which is like the Chinese practice of like how everything affects everything else. And I've got to look it up again. Hold on a second. Let me just look it up.
Qigong.
Ancient Chinese practice that combines gentle movements, breathing techniques, and meditation to cultivate and balance qi, or life energy, promoting physical, mental, and spiritual health by improving energy flow, reducing stress, and enhancing overall well-being, acting
Also,
as a
find yourself a good
precursor
Tai
or
Chi.
component of Tai Chi. Yes.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
So this article talks about
Find yourself a
this.
good Tai Chi dojo, folks.
Have you done that?
I have not, but I've actually looked into really doing it because there's a lot of, especially, getting older and everything. There's a lot to it about keeping flexibility and
Yes.
maintaining strength and everything.
And that's the conversation that you and I had about me wanting to do
Yeah.
some functional fitness stuff
And
for me.
believe it or not, it is actually a functional martial art. Without doing it, even though you're doing things like way, way slower, you're still doing all the moves you would do in, say, certain martial arts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So this article again, like we talked about, is it's from a website called holdenqigong.com, and it is entitled What Happens When You Don't Get Enough Rest and 6 Benefits of Resting More Now. There's almost nothing more important than getting enough rest and good sleep. Not only does resting help you recharge your energy levels, but it's also an essential for all aspects of physical, mental, and emotional health. Unfortunately, modern life doesn't always encourage the most positive habits when it comes to slowing down and recharging. Preach. In both
Yep.
work and education, many people encounter constant pressure to dedicate more time for productivity, even if it means sacrificing sleep. People who frequently pull all nighters as seen as inspirational, while those who take time off are sometimes frowned upon. Traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, and Qigong take a different view on the process of slowing down. In TCM, resting and sleep is revered as an important and worthy pursuit with numerous benefits. In this blog post, we discuss 6 of those benefits that everyone should pay attention to. What's also interesting is when I read that, it reminded me of something I saw one time how people, I believe in Japanese culture, if you work in an office and you take time to go and like for like 30 minutes or an hour and take like a little cat nap or something and get up, it's actually seen as honorable because you're making sure that you are alert, awake, aware to work at your highest level of activity of optimum capacity, so to speak. So I was like, huh, that's kind of interesting. And it made me think of that. So
Almost makes you wonder, do they have like a catnap couch or something where you could, or like a little
I
recliner
forget what
so that you
exactly
can
it
do that?
was. It was like a small little area where you could just go. Like some people would actually just like crawl under their desks and kind of take a nap there because they had like those desks where you could stand up at, like a standing desk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they would just kind of crawl under there and kind of just zonk out for a little bit. Listen, I'll tell you, I've said this once, I'll say it again. Like I am a firm believer of doing 4 10-hour days for work. So you get 40 hours in a week, 3 days off. That was
Yep.
the best schedule I ever had. As I worked Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I had Thursday, Friday, Saturday off. It was phenomenal.
I 100% agree. I think that's
Fucking
like
phenomenal.
way, way better.
Way better. In order to process what's going on in your life, it is important to slow down. If you're constantly busy, it's impossible to digest your life experiences. When you're constantly busy, it's hard to maintain a true perspective. Instead of making intentional intentions, it's easy to slip into a state of reacting to the world around you or following old habits. When that happens, you're not really living in a heart centered place and instead revert back to habits of old conditioning. When you take time to rest and recharge through healthy sleep, you're able to digest life's experiences and transform them into new insights. This allows you to consciously release patterns that no longer serve you and establish clear intentions for the path ahead. Sometimes that may mean leaving a job or relationship that is no longer in alignment. Excuse me. There it is. At other times, it may mean starting a new project or pursuing an exciting goal that you've been putting on the back burner. If you've ever gone camping or backpacking, you've probably experienced this shift in perspective. When you step away from your daily routine and immerse yourself in nature, you naturally gain greater clarity on your life as a whole. Deep sleep has a similar effect for day to day processing. Number 2, let go of stress and anxiety. The shift of perspective that comes with slowing down is usually accompanied by a reduction of stress and anxiety. If you're like most people, your mind is constantly thinking about all of the things you need to do. Work, relationships, parenting, and even hobbies require lots of thinking and planning. Even if you love the people and activities in your life, it's normal for them to cause a certain level of stress and anxiety. When you slow
Mhm.
down and rest, you're able to release the stress and anxiety from your busy life. Instead of being stuck in your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight response, you're able to enter a parasympathetic state, rest and digest. This allows your mind and body to fully relax and recharge. Number three, heal your body and mind. The previous point is directly related to another key benefit that resting offers. It allows your body and mind to heal. When you're constantly busy, your body's sympathetic nervous system is activated. Your sympathetic nervous system is responsible for keeping you safe when danger is present. It also helps you excel when you're doing vigorous exercise. When your sympathetic nervous system, excuse me, let me try that again. While your sympathetic nervous system is a valuable gift, it also has its drawbacks. When it's engaged, many of your body's internal organs aren't able to perform as well. Therefore, if your sympathetic nervous system is overly active, it can take a toll on your body. When you slow down and rest, especially during deep sleep, your body is able to shift from sympathetic to parasympathetic. When that shift takes place, your organs, muscles, and other body tissues are able to recover and heal. This makes resting an important part of boosting your immune system and overcoming injuries. Have more energy for the things you love. When you take time to slow down and recharge, a wonderful thing happens. You get more energy to use for the people and activities you love the most. This is perhaps the most obvious benefit of resting, but it's important nonetheless. In everyday life, your mind and body rely on your internal energy reserves. In fact, ancient Taoist practitioners compared restfulness to the oil that fuels a lamp. The flame in the lamp is everything that manifests in the physical world. Without the oil, rest, it is impossible to have energy for creativity, joy, and any other form of personal expression. Therefore, rest and relaxation are crucial elements when it comes to cultivating your internal and external energy. Number five, accomplish your goals. People who overwork themselves often believe they don't have time to rest and recharge. Ironically, this is a short sighted perspective that typically leads to burnout. Ironically, a person who gets burned out typically accomplishes less than they would if they had a more balanced approach to work and relaxation. When you take time to rest and cultivate energy, you're able to return to work with renewed enthusiasm and creativity. Over time, this helps you accomplish far more if you didn't give yourself opportunities to recharge. And number six, cultivate healthier relationships. When it comes to accomplishing relationship goals, the importance of rest is even more clear. If you're always tired and exhausted from pushing yourself too hard, it is impossible to show up fully for your partner or loved ones. Unfortunately, you probably know someone whose relationship ended because they weren't present in their personal life. Taking time to rest allows you to cultivate presentness with the people you care about the most. This includes being able to be emotionally present as well as enjoy the things you love doing together. These qualities allow you to cultivate deeper and more enriching relationships. So, yeah, we can kind of see that. I'm going to forego that third article, Alamo, because we're already getting close
Yeah.
to an hour. So,
No, but I like honestly, I agree with that last point really like a lot. Um that's one thing and it's one thing that, that kind of worried me about my current job was, being away too much. Um
the
and
job you have now as a salesman?
yeah,
Yeah.
and not being able to be there for my family when I want to be there.
Yeah.
Um Thankfully it's been a fairly good go so far, and and again, I can't be more happy or oh god, excuse me, that came out of nowhere. I can't be more happy or more proud to be where I'm at right now and
Yeah.
doing what I'm doing. But that's always like it's always like something that's like kind of sticks to the back of my mind, like, man, like I don't want to get too far into where like I end up like not being home at all. Like
Yeah.
that's always something that sticks like right back here somewhere. And I just
And that
and
worrisome part of the back of the mind that just kind of
yeah.
gnaws and kind of picks at you a little bit. Yeah.
So I try to find a good balance with, doing the work and being home, you know.
I was having that same conversation with Brian, like just a little while before we jumped on here together. We're talking about jobs and this, that, and the other, for both of
Yeah.
us and whatnot. But so one thing I wanted to kind of do to kind of bring this back around to our target demographic and audience of like the military and veteran community. So one of the things that you heard quite a few times in both of those articles that we read was talking about understanding your body, listening to your body, looking for those signs of like you're getting burnt out, if you're working, if you're trying to exercise too hard, you're kind of overdoing it, overtraining or whatnot.
Yep.
What's the one thing that we get told as service members, especially when you're young and you're new and you might get hurt and you're not really sure what to do? Hey man, suck it up, drink water, take some Motrin and drive on, right? So I think that is one of the most critical kind of conflicts that we have, that we possibly take from the military side of things into our civilian culture. A lot of guys, we never saw the doc unless it was something like
Yeah.
crucially awful, like something was falling off or we were sick or deathly ill. And I think we just kind of like carry that bad habit over into our civilian life and our civilian careers and whatnot. Where it's like,
Mhm.
hey, if you know something's wrong, take the time, go see the doctor, go check the shit out, and make sure you're on the
Or
up and up.
as one of our previous episodes stated quite clearly, go to sick call, damn it.
Yeah, exactly. Go to sick hall, damn it. Don't be the sick hall ranger, but go to sick hall if you need it. And especially,
Exactly.
especially for guys like if you're going to be in it for the long haul, you're going to do 20 years plus in the military. Especially on the way out if you need to apply for like a disability rating, anything that happens like that, man, get the documentation, get that stuff in your record. So that way when you go to get out, it's not like, oh, I don't know nothing about this. 0. Disability
Mhm.
rating up 0. Make sure you keep track of your stuff.
0.
Take care of yourself because listen, you're only young once, you only live once. All right. Go out there.
You got one body till the day you die.
Yep.
Don't ruin it so you're pain and hurting all the time.
Well, I mean, do what you're gonna do. Do your job and go out there and do
Yeah.
all the cool stuff, but
Yeah.
understand it's not gonna last
Nobody's saying
forever.
to not live, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But still, be careful.
It's kinda like when we had Kyle on. He's like, "Yeah, my back and my shoulder started to go," and I was like, "Yeah, it's time for me to get out." So,
Yeah.
but so yeah, I kind of thought about that too because that's something we get told a lot. Drink water, take Motrin, drive on. Oh, you'll be fine, and it just
Although
push it out of your mind.
hydrating is important. So
True, that is very important, very very important. So, but anyway, did you have anything else you want to add there, dude?
no, just rest up, man. Freaking go fucking hike in the woods. Go walk on a beach, whatever brings you calm,
Drive
man.
out away from the city, open the windows, smell the cold air, and smell the trees and all
Breathe it
that
in.
stuff. Yeah, like
Even if it smells like bear shit, breathe it in and then
it's like,
walk to another location and
you
catch
must
some,
say a small child.
yeah, and catch the smell of pine. It's a wonderful like, and I know it sounds stupid, right? But I've done it multiple times in areas that I'm at. Not in my own yard because my dogs shit there, but there is something to be said about taking your shoes and socks off and walking on the bare ground
Oh yeah,
and
grounding.
just grounding yourself. That
Yeah.
Uh, God, I believe in His infinite wisdom, gave us this planet to freaking live on, and you know, and connect with everything that freaking He created, and there's an energy there that I mean, let's be honest, none of us understand, but it's there, and it's kind of in a lot of different ways, and in a few studies, I would say that there's something there to be said for grounding and connecting back with And again, I've said this before. I'm no hippy dippy, right? I still like my freaking big cars and my guns and my gadgets and my gizmos and all that other stuff. But
My drones.
There's something to be said to connecting back to the very earth that we live on.
Yeah.
And getting your feet on that ground and just connecting to the energy. There's that positive negative energy right there as it cycles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just it does something to you.
For sure.
It really does.
And it's funny you bring up the whole grounding thing because I was looking at these a while back and I'm like, I think I'm gonna give this a try. Like those shoes that have like the individual toes in them? They're like gloves for your feet.
Dude, I've had them and I want to get another pair and I just don't know where to go to get a good one. I've been looking at multiple places. I think I might just go back to because I bought the Skeletos, which were made by I think mine were Nike at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I know who is it that makes them? Is it a Vibram?
Vibram, I know, is usually involved
Or
in
is
them
it that
because
they
like the
use the
soles on them.
soles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's a place
Um,
out here in Brandon called Fit to Run. And like they're like a I think they'll do it and like they kind of measure your feet and all that stuff, make sure it's all good to go.
mhm.
So
Yeah.
I
Make
kind of
sure
want to
you
give it
get
a
yourself
try,
a
man.
couple of make sure you get yourself a couple of pairs of the
Like the toe
Tozy
socks.
Sakis. Yeah. Yeah, because if you put your bare feet in those things, I'm just telling you from experience, it gets kind of that thing.
A little funky.
A little funky. So I eventually did get the toe socks, but of course we know who took them. I'm not gonna name
For real?
names. Not gonna name names, but anyway. So it's funny they're missing now, but go figure. Anyway, but yeah, I'm definitely
They're
looking into
inside of the
myself another
onesie
pair.
that's got the booties on the bottom.
But yeah, man, just reconnect with the world around you, man. Unplug. Get out of freaking social media. Get out of all that crap. It's not real. It's not real anyway. Look at the real world around you. Rest up, man. Breathe in a nice fresh breath of freaking cool or warm, depending where you're at, air, and just get away, man. Give yourself time. Ladies, gents,
That is
it's
exactly what we're trying to do here in a couple of weeks.
Life is too short to be sitting here worrying about all this crap that we're seeing on social media and the TV, the news, everything else. Like it's too damn short. Enjoy yourself. Just get out and enjoy yourself from time to time. Nobody's saying don't work. Nobody's saying don't be a hard worker. Don't nobody's saying don't get after it.
Take
But
time for yourself and recharge your batteries, folks.
Damn right.
Don't be like an energized body going. Grr, grr, grr. Don't do that. Don't let the bunny die. Keep the bunny alive. So, anyway, that is our chat for tonight on recharging your batteries. So,
unintentionally made a rhyme there, huh?
What are we talking about?
Yeah, you unintentionally made a rhyme. You unintentionally made a rhyme. You know what that gets?
What did I even say that rhymed? I don't even remember. And now you don't remember either.
No, because I did the applause. It was something about something I don't know.
That's why it's a miracle and an act of the Lord that we've even put on a podcast, folks. So again, if you're new to the show, thanks for joining us tonight. We hope you got something out of this conversation. If not for yourself, maybe for somebody down the road that you can pass this message along to. Hey, it's all about getting this message to who needs to hear it. So
yeah, right.
If it's not for you, just remember it may be for somebody else. So don't be afraid to pay it. Pass it along and pay it forward.
I have one more thing.
Oh boy.
While we're on our recharging our batteries, don't be too good to say you need a break. Don't be that freaking guy or girl that says, I don't need a freaking break. Trust me, we see it in your eyeballs. We see it in your freaking stance. You need one. just do yourself the favor. All right, that's it.
Say it. Say it. So yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. If you're new to the show, like I said, Alamo and I have known each other for a long time. We used to work together as coworkers. We had another friend of ours. Why are you showing that?
Oh no, well, I had to add it back. I
Oh,
just
okay.
realized that I hadn't added back yet.
Gotcha. We had a friend of ours named John that we used to work with. John was an exceptional human being. He was a funny fucker, made work a lot of fun. Like we used to get in some dumb shit trouble, and it was like, it's all right, it's all good because we just had so much damn fun. The three of us eventually left and went our own ways. Alamo and I got approached by Alamo and his lovely wife to work an event for her group called Flipside Mentorship. If you want to see good things in action, go to flipsidementorship.com. They are doing wonderful things over there. We are partners with them. We do an event usually in the springtime / early summer.
Yeah.
And we do like mentorship and whatnot. It's our Battle Buddies event that we do. We have a lot of fun with it. We've done it a couple times now. The first time we did that, before we had a podcast, I got to work with the two of them. I got to work with my best friend here. And afterwards, Alan was like, dude, we should do something to hang out on a regular basis, which was kind of hard because I lived in Tampa. He lived all the way out in, Deltona now. So we came up, in this conversation about this, we kind of started.
I think we've done actually, now that I think about it, every time we've done a Battle Buddies thing, there's been themes to it. I think, but before that was honor, and then this time was leadership.
I think so,
I
yeah.
think-
I the one before that I missed because I couldn't make it.
Yeah, and then I think I want to tell Tish, like, I think the next one, I feel like we should do service.
It's an option.
Yeah, in all aspects, not like military service necessarily,
No,
but
I
definitely
gotcha.
service.
I had some other ideas on that too, but anyway, so afterwards, Alamo was like, dude, we got to do something cool. Let's do a podcast. And I'm like, I don't know shit about a podcast. He goes, dude, they put a monkey in outer space. How fucking hard could it be? I'm like, you're talking my kind of logic there. So kind of started talking about that. Well, during the course of this going on, we found out our friend John that I mentioned earlier had unfortunately solved a temporary problem with a permanent solution and committed suicide, unfortunately. So I found out through a friend of his on Facebook, and I called Alamo. I'm like, hey man, did you hear about John? And he was like, no, I got to call him for his birthday. It's coming up. I'm like, you can't because he's gone. So for me, that was kind of like the big moment of change. I was like, listen, the podcast thing, I'm in, like full front, full tilt. Let's go. Like, let's do this. So we started talking about what we're going to call it and the message and all that kind of stuff. So we settled on the name, the Battle Bros Podcast. And we came up with the Battle Bros Code. And what the Battle Bros Code is 4 easy things you can do just to kind of help keep yourself grounded emotionally, when things are going rough, and kind of keep yourself on the right path and whatnot. And if you can remember the letters BROS, you're good. Like listen, the military likes to keep things simple, stupid simple. Like that's what we do too. All right. So just remember these 4 things. Just remember these 4 things. Be tenacious. No matter what you choose to do in life, go out and do it to the utmost and fullest of your abilities. Whether it's being a service member, being a teacher, being a friend, being a parent, being a coworker, being a mentor, whatever that looks like, go out and do it to the fullest and utmost of your abilities. In the immortal words of the timeless Ron Swanson, don't half-ass 2 things, whole ass 1 thing. Okay, be tenacious. R, refuse to surrender. During the course of our lives and our professional careers, personal lives, whatever, there's going to be things that come up that kind of get us a little bit off kilter, off topic, off the path, off the journey, whatever the case may be. When that happens, okay, you get knocked down, you get, thrown into the dirt, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, reorient yourself, pull out your compass, check your map, shoot your azimuth, and keep fucking going. Okay, no matter what happens, refuse to surrender. Don't let the things that happen stop you from reaching your goals. Okay. Obliterate your obstacles. Going along with the last one that we just talked about, refusing to surrender, those obstacles that come up, obliterate them. Okay, get them out of your way. If you have a roadblock, go around, circumnavigate it, get around it, and get back on track. Whether it's going through the woods, having to go and skirt the river as you go down through the woods, if you have to navigate some type of structure, whether it's a wall, going over the wall, going under the wall, going through it, whether it's by explosive means or vehicular means, whatever the case may be, okay? Get through that obstacle, okay? And then from there, once you obliterate your obstacles, continue on and hit that OBJ, hit the X, okay? S, most importantly of the four stanzas, S, seek out help in a time of need. As we mentioned with our good friend John, there is not anything that we wouldn't give for him to still be here. If him still being here meant we didn't have to do this podcast, I would willingly make that sacrifice and make that choice. No problem. We'll never know what John had going on. We'll never know what kind of demons he was fighting and battling with and whatnot. But just know that as humans, we are social creatures by design. We do better in groups. Okay, don't ever feel like you're alone. If you ever feel like you are going to harm yourself, please stop and reach out to somebody. If you don't have anybody close to you, there are options out there. There is the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. If you feel like you're going to harm yourself, you can reach out and dial 1-800-273-8255. Again, that's 1-800-273-8255, or just dial TALK, 1-800-273-TALK. You can also dial 988. Again, that's 988. When you get online with them, you can select option 1 to speak to a live operator. They're going to get you some help for your time of crisis. They are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And just know that is there as a resource for you to use. If you have somebody that you consider a friend, a coworker, a family member, a service member you might have been in the military with, reach out to those people, check in on them, make sure that they're doing okay, especially in a time of need. Even when it's not a time of need, just be like, hey man, just checking up on you, see how you've been. It's very discouraging to see that this number is still something that we have to talk about. This is the average number of veterans a day that commit suicide, which is 22, and that's a lot. But when just one of those names, like with our good friend John, it's a lot too, because it's somebody you can put a name and a face to, and it's just like, ugh, and it just hits hard. So
Yeah.
don't be afraid to reach out, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for somebody else. Okay, be that pain in the ass that calls and checks up on somebody. Okay, so if you can remember those 4 things: be tenacious, refuse to surrender, obliterate your obstacles, seek out help in a time of need, you're going to have a pretty good chance of making it through the day to get to the next day, and then the next day, and the next day, and so on and so forth. Okay, so please try to use those as best you can. They're there to help you. All right. That's all I got for right now. So I'm going to hand it off to Alamo. He's going to finish closing out the show, and then we're going to sign off for this week from there. So all you, man.
If you'd like to catch us on the social medias, you could do that on multiple platforms, one of which being the Meta platform, aka Facebook, which you could catch us on facebook.com/battlebros.podcast, or on their secondary, which is Instagram, which is at battlebros_podcast. If you do not like the Meta platforms, you could try their competition if you like their competition more, which is X. You can find us over there on at Battle Bros PC over on the X, formerly the InstaTwit. And you can instant message us on every single one of those platforms. They're there. You could give us show ideas. You could give us comments on what you liked, what you didn't like. And again, show ideas like, hey, we're open to suggestions, man. We want to see what you guys think. We want you guys to, throw us what you guys want us to talk about. Cause hey, we like being able to talk about stuff that you guys want to hear about. We've got
What the hell was
also
that? Why did you do that?
no
I was
idea.
looking at another screen. Sorry, and I just hear that noise you made. I was like,
It was an ADHD's like sound blurb, just like
there's
oh
a
yeah,
tick.
just like oh yeah,
Got it.
doo-doo-doo.
Got it. All right, carry on.
You could also message us on our Gmail, which is battlebrospc@gmail.com. I'll say that one more time. That is battlebrospc@gmail.com. Battlebros Papa Charlie at gmail.com, where you can message us privately, whether again, comment on the shows, on the episodes that you watched recently, or if you like, or if you again have any ideas, or if you're just trying to say, hey, thank you guys for a good show. I really appreciate it. What you guys said, you know, really touched me in a way. And it stopped me from doing something stupid. Hey, we would freaking jump to the freaking moon and back for that kind of freaking messaging. Because that's what we're here for, man. That's why we're doing this. Um, If you want to catch us on other platforms, we are on other platforms. You can catch us on multiple different platforms such as Spotify, iHeartRadio. Um, you can also catch us on Rumble. You could go to rumble.com and then in the search bar, put Battle Bros, all one word. That is Battle Bros, all one word. And it'll bring up pretty much every episode that we have on Rumble. There was a stint where the episodes were not automatically uploading from YouTube. I'm assuming there was some licensing things going on there. And YouTube and Rumble were just not happy with each other, and things weren't meshing and they weren't transferring. So we have some episodes missing on the Rumble, but all of our episodes are available on YouTube, and pretty much every single episode of our show, minus episode 10, is available on Spotify. So if you like those platforms, go ahead and check us out on those platforms. And you'll be able to catch us and listen to us anywhere and watch us anywhere, depending if you're at a hotel. Don't watch us while you're on the road. That's silly. And you could probably hit a deer or a person or truck. We don't want that. So you
I just thought about that whole ordeal all over again.
yeah. What?
Jeez.
Just make sure you go up there and support the
Fuck,
show
dude.
for us. Go to, you could support us on Spotify very heavily by just, commenting, I don't know if there's like a donation area anymore for it. Like if you have like a little spot where you could click or something. I know when it was, originally that we were uploading to Anchor, there was a place where you could click, oh yeah, I'll donate $1. And it used to be like that. I don't think it's like that anymore, but hey, I would say the best thing you could do for us is share. Share the hell out of every episode, whether it's from the YouTube or the Spotify, because the more listens and the more hears we get, guess what? The better we're gonna do, and the more outreach we're gonna be able to do. But again, man, just rest and recoup, man. Nothing's better than sleep and doing stuff that helps recoup your body and mind, man. Your
And your
body and your
soul.
mind.
And your soul.
Yeah, your
Get out
body
in
and your
nature.
mind, dude.
Charge your soul, people.
That's like the key to that is the key to keeping your mental health right. And I'm not going to say it's a foolproof thing. Obviously, I was talking the science of it earlier, but it's not foolproof. But if you do those things, I mean, you'll definitely have a far better chance.
You said do.
Yeah. You'll have a far better chance to, prevent, further mental health issues than if you do not do them. So that's all I got.
Cool beans. So once again, folks, thank you so much for stopping by and giving us a look and or listen. We really appreciate, we cannot be on this journey without your support and your help to take the message and potentially pass it along and get it to the people that it needs to go to that need help. So we cannot do this without you. So again, thank you so much. This has been episode 118 entitled Recharging Your Batteries of the Battle Bros Podcast. My name is Mac. This is Alamo. Thank you so much for stopping by. We will see you down the road. And just remember, folks, be tenacious, refuse to surrender, obliterate your obstacles, seek out help in a time of need. If you can do that, you're going to be okay. We'll see you soon.
Battle Bros out.